Hi there, and welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Dennis, and I am a coach and a bridge of people that are on their way of exiting the matrix and coming into the new earth. And welcome. If this is your first time here, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And today I am honored and grateful to have Neal in my presence. And go ahead and introduce yourself, Neal.
Hey, my name's Neal. I am a multi-dimensional, infinite spiritual being that's expressing through a human body. And uh, you're here right now in this moment, in the present moment, uh, experiencing the now. And in the now, what is available is an opportunity to tap into Natural Balance Masterclass. What's Natural Balance Masterclass? Natural Balance Masterclass is a 1 hour masterclass that's occurring every Monday at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. And it's held virtually on the Zoom application on your device. And if you want to join, the Zoom link is in the description. And with right now, when we are navigating life, when we are navigating a soul experience and then also navigating a human experience, there comes about change. Change is inevitable. The only constant is change. And through this changing process, there's a process of holding on to things and letting go of things. And if we're attached to anything, if we hold on to anything, that is the root of the suffering that we experience, is to the degree that we're holding on to that, whatever the thing is. And now, that being said, because of holding on to that thing, when we let go of what we're holding on to, that is how you actually let go of the attachment. And that's how you let go of the thing, which by doing that, you are putting it on the altar, whatever it is. And what is it? Well, it might be an expectation, might be an opinion, it might be a belief system, and it definitely probably is a perception. When we have a breakthrough, a distinguishment of a breakthrough, one way of distinguishing it is having a shift in perception. And when we have this shift in perception, it is through letting go of a perception we had, and it's opening up to a possibility of a perception that wasn't even available before we let go of the one that we previously had, putting it on the altar. So
right now I'm promoting this video. So if you want to continue talking a little bit, I'm gonna upload this onto another social media platform. And yeah, if you're watching this, make sure you tell your friends. Like, if you're not doing that, like, what are you doing? I mean, I appreciate your presence, and share this video.
So the first step is acknowledging, where am I located? Where I'm located is a place physically, where I'm located is a place mentally, and where I'm located is a place spiritually. Uh, they're all included in who I am, but they can be distinguished as their own thing working together. So physically, where I'm located is like here in this moment, like in a chair, and mentally where I'm located, I'm in like a communicative process. So I'm not necessarily thinking, but I'm present. My brain is active and being used. And then spiritually, where am I located? I feel aligned. I feel on purpose. Um, I feel gratitude. Like it's just now like there's just like drips of raindrops still that I can hear. And I'm in gratitude for rain that we've just received because it's been dry on the land where we're at, and we've now have rain. And so spiritually, I'm in gratitude, and I'm also in a I don't know space, and I'm in a space of surrendering events like per se having a plan for tomorrow. But I'm interested in the plan right now. But like looking into the future, I'm really in a surrendered space in regards to what that actually looks like. And so that's where I'm located at spiritually. And so now that I've assessed where I'm located at, based on where I'm located at, I can now actually see what an it is that I could potentially put on the altar. Because if I don't speak to where I'm located at, how can I put anything on the altar? Because I'm speaking from the place that's not where I'm at. But now that I'm aware of where I'm at, hey, I can put this on the altar. Um, I can put this opinion on the altar. I can put this belief system on the altar. I can put this expectation on the altar. I can put this perception on the altar.
And what does what putting it on the altar, like, what does that mean?
It's surrendering it.
So it's giving it up.
It's giving it up. And the when you don't want to put it on the altar, it's because you're holding on to it. And when you hold on to it, that's like this attachment, which is the exact same energy as aversion, just in the opposite direction. And that's when you like need it. But when you put it on the altar, when you surrender it, when you find your fuck it, then you no longer need it, and then that's when you actually receive it. Because when you need it, it's like being pushed away, and but when you surrender it, whatever it is, then you're actually have capacity to receive it because you no longer need it.
Yeah, because if you're resisting giving it up, that's the reason that it's going to continue showing up. So if you're have, for example, if you have some abundance that you want to manifest and you're like, I got to make this happen. I got to, whatever the fuck it takes, whatever. And then things just fucking start happening and go sideways in a direction that you did not have expectations of them going. And you're like, I'm going to do this no matter what. Well, maybe you just gotta look at it and be like, just fucking surrender it and let it go, because that exact resistance of you hanging on to it and fucking trying to make it happen is the resistance that's keeping it from you. And I have a personal story related to this that is very present still. Like Neal mentioned, we have had rain. This is the second day in a row now. And we had an intention going into this rainy season of having a lot of raised beds complete and having good soil put on them, and having other beds made and designed and etc.
An expectation of what is to it the grounds to look like going into rainy season.
Yeah, and now like we're in a space of first of all, like the truck I manifested a truck in a day, and the people, they say we could literally just use it, and then like a week later they were like, oh no, we're selling the truck, and we this was not a direct message, but it was said that, and it was all based because of my resistance and my attachment to an outcome is why this happened. Because of my attachment to an outcome, the truck got put away for a whole week.
What was the outcome?
My attachment to the outcome?
What was the outcome you were attached to?
Getting these beds completed before the rains hit, so we could plant them. Like we have another, I don't know if there's 100 herbs or 200 herbs and trees that we want to put in the ground too. Like there's multiple things that I would love to see put into the ground at the beginning of this season. And if this truck doesn't show, like if we don't have, I don't know, I'm in the inquiry of how to move forward. But my point is when I was attached to the outcome and to my expectation, there was no other options. It was as if the energy was as if it had to be my way, this way or no way, rather than being open and resourceful and looking around and be like, hey, like we could actually do this, or what about this, or being in the inquiry. I was living in an answer. And I say all that to say that if your life is going in a direction that you don't want it to go, maybe it's just fucking time to let go of the steering wheel and let the thing splat. And, take a step in faith rather than trying to control whatever outcome it is that you're trying to control.
What would be the fruit of doing that?
From what I've experienced is more faith and peace within. Because earlier today I was like, this is fucking bullshit, and like fuckity fuck, like fuck this, fuck you, fuck that, like fuck this. And so like I had a lot of
fuck what specifically?
Like I saw you sleeping up here on the hammock. I'm like, what the fuck's he doing? Like we're gonna make some fucking soil tomorrow, and here he is sleeping. And Cole was I was supposed to clean out the chicken coop, and the truck's in there. Nobody's cleaning out the fucking chicken coop. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, fuck y'all. I'm fucking out. Peace out, bitches. And through all that, I found my fuck it, and I let go of all of it, and now I'm back into peace again.
Boom.
So
how'd you let go of it?
I had a conversation with Sarah Jean, and she asked me, like, what am I not acknowledging about myself? What am I not bringing to light? Like, she just asked me a series of questions, and it was really beautiful because she didn't try to change me or anything like that. It was literally just allowing me to be in my shit and allowing me to express. And she didn't make it mean anything about herself. Like, it wasn't like she did anything wrong, or there was nothing wrong. It was perfect.
Wow.
And
that's huge.
Yeah, I actually acknowledged her. I was like, holy shit, like you are an amazing individual. She is. So literally just, I feel like the answer to your question is the recipe that I have is literally just being still and being in the shit and expressing it. And
how'd you express it?
Having a conversation. And
so words, like using your voice.
Yeah. Like using a conversation, and then introspection, like going within and looking at, okay, well, why am I doing this? And why am I doing that? And also I see this. I was living in an answer prior to that. Like I was living in the answer of, well, what the fuck? Neal's up here, and this is the way it's supposed to be. He's supposed to be down there collecting Mexican sunflower, and Cole's supposed to be cleaning out the chicken coop, and that truck's supposed to be on the fucking road. Like, we're supposed to be in full momentum here. And so I was living in answers. So rather than that, the recipe that I would give you is to start living in an inquiry of, okay, well, why do I have all this energy about that? And why am I feeling this way about that? And why is Neal, like, maybe Neal's actually tired, and maybe he has a different solution or something, and he actually did. So, and asking the question, well, maybe it is. What if everything is perfect? Like, how would that actually? How can I see the situation as being perfect? Like, actually asking high quality questions.
What's an example of a high quality question? And you just literally asked one, and maybe it's a repeat of the one you just asked, but I want to illuminate it. Like, what is a high quality question?
How can I see the perfection in this? And another one would be, what am I going to use this for? Like, what am I going to use the situation that I just described for? Am I going to use it to get all fucking bent out of shape and say fuck it, or am I going to use it to get closer to God? Because the relationship that I have with myself is the relationship that I have with God. So it's in direct proportion. So if I was saying fuck it to the situation, I was also saying fuck it to God, because God is the ultimate creator of the creation that I created. And and if I'm seeing anything other than perfect, I'm saying, fuck you, God, I'm on the throne and I'm being an arrogant asshole. So those would be some high quality questions.
Yes. What I noticed when you were saying what you were observing, well, you noticed this thing with the truck and this, all you're supposed to be is that you were listing. I made a video on this on the Neal Now channel, and I'm going to post this in the description because it's super relevant. The video I made was titled Mind Stack, and it's when your mind goes into a mode of like, well, this is supposed to be this way and this is supposed to be this way, and it starts to layer these things, and it can go either direction. So you can go super dark with it, or you can go super light with it. And when you go dark with it, when you mind stack to the dark, it's like, well, this was supposed to be this way, but it didn't happen. Well, what the fuck? And then you're like asking yourself, you're like, well, you could have done this, and then you're like beating yourself up, but then this other thing. So you can go dark really quick, but then you can also notice yourself doing that and flip it and alchemize it and go light and look at, all right, well, what's my next step? That's already going light. What's my next step? All right, boom, I got one step in. All right, so then now that I got this step in, what are some resources that I got from this step? All right, now I see some resources. Well, how do I access those resources? Boom, boom, boom. And now it's mind stacking in the light. And mind stacking, I think that our brains do this as part of either how the brain works or part of the inherent programming of how we're brought up, that we go into these modes where we layer all these things up, and in 30 seconds the weight of the world's on our shoulders, or in 30 seconds we're light as a feather, and we can barely keep our feet on the ground. How are you going to use your brain, and how are you going to mind stack and use that to actually build yourself up and grow your energy and expand your energy, and use that to be a contribution to yourself as well as other people? And then should and would you choose to actually do that and mind stack and grow your energy and be a contribution? If you're attached to that happening, then you need it, so you're probably not going to get it. So then you would put that on the altar, so that you actually, now I don't need to be a contribution. Fuck it. If I'm a contribution, great. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a contribution. But if I'm not one, fuck it. I'm putting it on the altar, and then as a byproduct, I can actually receive the joy of feeling what being a contribution feels like, by not needing it, thus being open to receiving it.
I just